President Biden sticking a knife in the backs of Border Patrol. His DHS is preparing to discipline multiple horseback-mounted agents in connection with the infamous whipping hoax, which saw Border Patrol agents accused of hitting Haitian migrants at the Texas border last September. Turns out, those were just horse reins. And those agents were cleared of criminal wrongdoing because they didn't do anything wrong. But now Biden's going after them for administrative violations. It's not a surprise after how the administration and the media falsely smeared these guys, remember?
It's outrageous. I promise you those people will pay.
We understand and agree that this has been an incredibly heart-wrenching issue.
We've been discussing those disturbing images of U.S. Border Patrol agents on horseback inhumanely corralling Haitians at the Texas border.
I was outraged by it. It was horrible and deeply troubling.
Border Patrol agents are fuming, with one saying to Fox, the so-called punishment is effing BS, whatever that means.
Ooh.
Dana, Joe and Kamala, they don't believe in due process, do they?
I find this, in the long list of embarrassing things for the administration, this to me goes to the top because it incorporates all the things that are wrong. They've never been outside of the Eastern Seaboard, so they don't know what it's like to actually ride a horse and to utilize a horse. They convicted these guys before they had even investigated. Then when they found out that, it was horse reins, they didn't do anything wrong, they still didn't pull it back. They don't deserve anything but an apology. All of these agents that were on horseback that day, they've been on desk duty since last September. We are down 2,000 agents at the border. Do you think that's a good idea? Maybe to tell everybody cool your heels. And now to add insult to injury, to add administrative violations, what could they possibly be? And the president could use his discretion here, Mr. Empathy. He could call the Department of Homeland Security and say, let it go. Let these guys get back to work. But instead, they have to come up with some trumped-up charges like some third-world dictator. That makes me furious.
He's probably afraid of his base, Judge, don't you think? If he goes soft on these people.
Why would they remember?
They wouldn't remember. This was all a media hoax to begin with, remember?
It's all theater. It's all theater. Joe Biden is about theater. He's about making things up. He's about the last 2 blocks are about the lies. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Look, isn't it the job of these Border Patrol agents to protect or to prevent immigrants from entering? I mean, what is their job? If you don't want them to do that, don't put them on a horse and don't put them at the border. But the truth is that the Border Patrol, they're afraid of doing their job for fear that they're going to be on national television. They're going to lose their job. And so what they're doing is they're doing nothing. The Mexican cartels are laughing at us as China is sending fentanyl. The cartels know that the border agents are afraid to exercise any kind of control. They're too busy monitoring the surge to even look for fentanyl. And the bottom line is that it's just part of letting in the world into the United States. When is enough enough? All right, so they'll come up with some kind of administrative nonsense and, just to create theater.
Couldn't they sue the president for defamation?
No, sovereign immunity. No,
Jeez.
no, he's always protected.
Baloney.
Geraldo, if these Border Patrol agents had hoisted the Haitian onto the back of the horse and then galloped him into the country, Joe probably would have seen that and put a Congressional Medal of Honor on
with
the
the
agent's
nonsense.
lapel.
First of all, I defer to Dana, who is very measured in her emotions, and when she says this is the worst thing that she's seen, I respect that deeply because I know you don't understand.
Actually, baby formula is really bad too.
That's really bad. Okay, but let me say about this. First, I want to say something about the Haitians. The Haitians get the short end of the stick every time, no matter what, when it comes to immigration. They flee Haiti, where the poverty is extreme and the government is dysfunctional and corrupt. And so they go from the island of Hispaniola, they go to Cuba on rickety boats. They get somehow into Central America or into South America by boat. Then they walk through the Darien Gap, through the jungle. They risk everything, and then they get here, and then they get sent back at a much higher rate than any other nation.
No,
Haitians get screwed.
What about the Cubans?
Let me finish. Now, in terms of the Border Patrol, it's true I was raised in New York City or lived on either coast most of my life. I've ridden horses. I've watched the Border Patrol. But this is, you must admit, when you look at this visual, put up a shot.
No.
Put up any of the shots of this series.
This is
when
that's so wrong.
When you have
You're a
when you have
lawyer.
four
How can you-
grown-ups.
Yeah, you're a
when you have
lawyer.
four-
It's
four-
amazing.
Hold it. When you have four grown-ups and they're riding these big horses and you got these people who've just walked 5,000 miles, risking everything,
How would you
and now
handle
there's
it?
big macho
How would
guys.
you handle it,
Big macho
Geraldo?
guys. You can't even give these guys
I give them everything.
You know why? Because you can't apologize for being wrong on
this. I am delighted that they are not being criminally
not.
prosecuted.
Now, that's not true.
I
Why
am
would they be
absolutely. Don't tell me what I am feeling,
Yeah,
Greg.
it's
You can have
pretty
your
obvious.
opinion, but don't have my opinion.
You sound like a married couple.
I think this whole sorry chapter is better off in the rear view. mirror.
Because you're
Not
wrong.
that horses
Geraldo,
ever
let
win.
Greg
Anytime
speak.
you're wrong, you wish it would be in the rearview mirror. But no, it's in the front view right now. I think the person who leaked this story is a genius. Because here's the thing. We don't know what the punishment is. And the reason why we don't know what the punishment is because it's been sitting on somebody's desk. Did somebody here force the government's hand? Because we kept asking, okay, you said you were going to investigate and punish these evil whipsters if they were guilty. Now we found out that they were innocent.
And we
So
thought that
where
was
is the
the end of it.
vindication?
Yep.
Where's the vindication and the apology? They didn't want to do that. So somebody there leaked it to force the hand of this administration to actually man up and apologize. I think it's actually worse than lying. I think that Biden actually is so out of touch. He thought this was real, and this was fed to him by, again, woke staffers. You got to remember, this was the only story about the border that the media and the Democrats covered. Not the coyotes, not the children in cages, because it wasn't under Trump, not the sexual assaults, not the drug trafficking. They only cared about the border when they found a suitable villain. And the suitable villain was law enforcement. The people, Geraldo, that you say you love so much, and then you stab them in the back. Calling them macho cowboys.
I stab them in the back. I stab Trump in the back. Who else do I stab in the back?
Just about everybody.
First of all, I stab in the front. I don't stab
No,
in the back.
you always praise somebody, and then you say how respectfully.
How would you like? What if?
I'm just calling you on your stuff.
What if that little Haitian kid was your kid?
Did he steal something? And was he a kid? I think he was an adult. And didn't he
Steal something?
Yes.
What steal?
One of the reasons that they were trying to push them back and they were trying to get that guy had just stolen the bag of a woman
who?
who had.
Says
The
That's
person-
the investigation.
And also the person you just deeply respected. The person you deeply respected, Geraldo, said that.
All right, Geraldo.
Using those horses in that manner.
Geraldo,
was
you
an
know, take
attack.
the loss.
He's a horse
Take the loss.
now. He's a horse.
Well, you know what,
Haitians
all-
deserve
with-
compassion.
Hey,
with
you
all
only
the-
know,
with all the
if
money
the
that-
Clintons
the
had poured
Clintons,
money
that's
into
exactly
Haiti and had
it.
gotten to
Yeah, all
Haiti,
the
they
money
wouldn't have had to
that-
come
I was
here.
there, is what he
All
said.
right,
I
up
was there,
next.
Nurse.
You were everywhere, Geraldo.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.